The highest rated movie on Rotten Tomatoes, either this week, or even next week, or even some stuff before that. Ralph breaks the internet. I still want to say Ralph wrecks the internet, but Which, yeah, there's a couple of scenes from the trailer that aren't in the movie, and stick around for some mid-credit scene. You'll get a good one. I got a good laugh out of it. But Ralph breaks the internet. Disney's first sequel to theaters for a while. Now, they might have had some spin-off style sequels or something else to that ilk, but this one's the first true, like you would see like the old straight-to-DVD ones, like your Aladdin 2, your Pocahontas 2, Cinderella 2 and 3, even though 3 is actually pretty good. So, you got all this basically moment here. The only big one I could think of is like The Rescuers Down Under. But unlike that one, which was better than the original, just The Rescuers, I still say Wreck-It Ralph, the first one, is better than the second one, but the second one has a lot of merit to it. Overall, great voice acting. The plot, it's a kid's movie, so I'm going to be a little bit more gentle on this thing. But what I do want to get across when it comes to kids' movies is the message. And in this case, it has a really good message, because there's really no villain in this movie. It's just situations happen, circumstances change, things develop, someone does something really bad in the heat of the moment, which we've all been there, we do. Maybe not what he did, but it happens. So you can kind of understand how everything develops. Though, how it becomes The Walking Dead, I'm not sure, but it does. And I kind of have to get a good chuckle out of it. But yeah, for the most part, I mean, there's clearly a bad guy when they go to the, dark web, which, that's the cleanest dark web I've ever seen, alright? Listen, your credit card here. Oh, find out your IP address. I'm like, no. That ain't dark web. That's like baby's first dark web. The stuff in there, I've seen Unfriended. I know what goes on in there. I try to drink to repress it every single day. But this is, Disney film, so they have to, be nice. And there's a couple of adult jokes they slide in there, which I had to do a double take. I'm like, did they really just a lingerie joke? Really? But, And that's kind of where I give this over the credit, the first Wreck-It Ralph. Where the first Wreck-It Ralph had a lot more emotion into it and had, honestly, a pretty more coherent plot and actually character development from Ralph to get him to where he was. And it would make sense based on the stuff that has happened. This one takes a more humorous approach to it with almost like somewhat side skits that constantly develop. Much in the same way I would say like Fantastic Beasts or Robin Hood. But the key difference is, while these scenes alone seem to be disconnected, they do have an overarching plot that ties it all together. There's a reason for them to be at eBay. There's a reason for them to be at Slaughterhouse. There's a reason for them to be there. There's a reason for them to be in Disney. There's a reason for me to laugh my head off. Okay, funniest part of this movie is the Disney princesses. Just, with Kingdom Hearts 3 coming out, I'm kind of hoping maybe some of this chicanery could find its way in. I know Sora's never met Pocahontas or Moana, or I think really that's the only one that hasn't been in those games. Oh, and Mavis, I think her name is, the Scottish one from Brave. But still, all of them are hilarious, and there's some really good moments. And the funniest joke in this movie I am not going to ruin, but I was covering my mouth laughing so hard because I'm like, this cannot be happening. This cannot be happening. Okay, it's happening. Just let it go. Just let it go. Yeah, they play that song, and actually the soundtrack they have is pretty good for the moments, and the fanboy in me was just gushing when they go to Disney because you see all the stuff. It's not just the new Marvel, it's not just the new Star Wars, it's, they bring some old stuff. You see Peter Pan's shadow. When's the last time we saw his shadow? I'll tell you when. 1954 is when we saw his shadow, so I was a little bit happy. But it was nice, and this is the best way to describe this movie. It's a nice, good kids film, especially for the week where, it's Thanksgiving, everyone's going to be together. Maybe just matinee, take the family. It's actually a pretty good movie. The visuals are really nice. Don't really need to see it in adult. I saw it in Dolby because that was the one they were showing it in, but which I think added to the visual quality, but it was overall fun and good. And once again, compared to what I've seen so far this week, seeing something good is a really good thing. Because the only thing I have to relate to is Instant Family and Overlord, which were both good, but this one, Overlord I give the good quality in the sense that it was a good World War II film. That, basically this genre, that's it. Instant Family is good in the sense that it was a good comedy style, slice of life comedy. This one is just a good all-around family film, which, you know, we definitely need in this day and age, especially with Mary Poppins coming out soon, another Disney sequel, even though, God, 60-some years in the making, I imagine. Dick Van Dyke is alive and he's in the movie, I'm happy. But, oh, also, keep your eyes open, guys. You'll see something in the Disney world, and it's really nice. It's nice that they kept it in there. They didn't keep in the Kylo Ren joke, which I'm a little upset about, but meh. Say what you will. But, yeah, it's all around a fun film. I'm glad I watched it. Is it as good as the first one, in my opinion? Time will tell. At first glance, I'm going to say a little bit on the no, just because the third act, something happens and it just gets out of control. You just go, why? Why? Then again, Turbo was kind of bad in the other one, but whereas the first film was solely Ralph's movie, this one is a bit half and half, so screen time is shared between both characters, you get their points across, and all the side stuff they go with all this, you know, crazy characters, they do contribute in the end, but it's one of those things of like, you didn't really need, like, all this stuff could have been avoided with the simple problem-solving skills, but especially at the end, they end up with about $3,000, so they never touch on that subject, like, here's the thing, if you know anything about the internet, you're gonna go, that's not how that works, that's not how that works, that's not how that... But if you can sit back and relax and enjoy it, where unlike the Emoji Movie, which had no emotion, ironic, no actual heart to it, no character, no plot, this is actually a much better variation of that. And yeah, some of the stuff we saw before from Emoji Movie takes it a bit away, like the dark web and viruses and all that stuff, but this one does it a lot better, so you can almost kind of chuckle at the, it's the Emoji Movie, that's how you do that. That's how you stay off of my top 10 worst list of 2017, or in this case 2018. Which, Wreck-It Ralph, not gonna lie, with the way the year's been going, I can only think of a few movies on the top of my head that I would put on the good list, so this one might find its way to sneak on it. Especially with the year coming close to an end, so still got Creed 2 left, and I'm hoping to see that either tonight or sometime tomorrow, assuming that the theaters are still open. Don't think they will be, but you never know. So, as always, guys, I'm Kevin Riley signing off, and I'll see you all next time. Later.